Where can I go to the live? Good evening. I'm wonderful. How are you, Dad? I am currently in Kennesaw, Georgia. It's part of the Atlanta metropolitan area, about 20 miles up the highway from Atlanta. I was out to lunch. I was out to lunch indeed. Yeah. Kuwait was one of those off the cuff. It always turns out that the unplanned things have turned out to be my best and most memorable and favorite trips. That one came up at a time I was coming through some things and I needed a breather. I had just finished probably my last round of chemo and I was feeling good. I was feeling awesome and I wanted just, being brand new, I wanted to see some things that were brand new. So it came upon me that opportunity to go to Kuwait out of the blue for 2 weeks. So I went over there and stayed for 2 weeks, and it was one of the most beautiful places I've been. Outside of South Africa that I had a chance to do last year around the same time. That was another impromptu journey that I had a great time doing. I think that it's one of the most, I wouldn't say it's an ugly word. I experienced breast cancer at 32 years old, no predispositions, non-smoker, wasn't much of a drinker, ate well. I hadn't been eating beef like for years and years, and I've never eaten pork, and not since I was 12, probably a kid. But I was trying to live a healthy life and done all the things to try to stay on course. And it just so happened that I was doing my monthly self exam. And I do say monthly as an encouraging point for ladies, women, and men to go ahead and do those checks. I'd always been inclined to check. I don't know why, but from early in my teen years, after my cycle started, I would start to check after my cycle. And once I was on a 7-day cruise in the middle of the Bahamas, I believe it was. And my first night on that cruise, I was lit. I had several drinks. I was having the time of my life, and something said, "Do your self exam," because my cycle had just ended. So I did the self exam, and again, I'm wonderful. I had several drinks at this point, but I felt something, and it felt me back. When I pushed it, it pushed back, and I called my sister in her cabin. She was on the cruise with me. And I said, "Hey, I felt something." She was like, "Girl, don't worry about that. It's nothing." So anyway, needless to say, that being the first night of a 7-day cruise, it was extremely unsettling because I knew in my heart that I needed to get somewhere and get checked. Nonetheless, I got off the cruise, went to go check immediately. It's not one of those things you want to ignore because I want to get on the front end of it, and thankfully I did that. Went to go check. They said, "Yeah, we feel what you feel. Let's do a biopsy and see what we come up with." They do the biopsy, not the biopsy. They wanted to do a needle biopsy. The needle biopsy, they said it won't drain. We feel what you feel, but there's nothing draining. So that to me was like, ugh. I would much rather would it have been if it were just like a cyst, you would be able to drain something, but not that. So I get referred to the surgeon for an actual biopsy. So this was like, I don't know, one week it was. And then, so I hadn't told any of my family. And one day when I was on my way into my office, my father called me, "You, Mr. Garrett. You called me and you said, what's going on?" I said, "Well, I got this lump and I'm supposed to go in for a biopsy and I'm worried about it." And I think this was a Thursday. I remember walking down the steps and going into my office. And you said, "So when is the biopsy?" I said, "It's on Tuesday." You said, "Today is Thursday." I said, "Yeah." You said, "Well, you're not going to worry about that. It's Sunday." And like magic or like hypnosis, I put it out of my mind and went about my day. And we'll come back to that point, but there's a critical point in that because don't worry yourself sick over things you cannot control. Get to it when it's time to get to it. And in the meantime, you enjoy yourself, keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. And I did that. It literally was like hypnosis. And it's been a standing hypnosis because that's how I operate. I'm not about to be sick at the stomach or worried to death over something I have absolutely no control over. So did that. I went in for the biopsy on Tuesday. And I felt like it was an issue because the surgeon who did the biopsy, she was very friendly on the front end. She came in and did the biopsy. I'm probably giving way more detail than you were expecting, but the journey needs to be demystified and it needs to be one that's tangible for anybody who's having to face it or knows somebody that's facing it, because you can get through it. So she did the biopsy. What I didn't like is that she left the room immediately. Like, we didn't have any conversation afterwards, and I thought that bedside manner was odd. So the only person in the room besides myself was the tech. It was a black guy that was in the room. I said, "Hey, what did she do with that sample that she took?" He said, "She said it in the other room." I said, "Can you go get it for me so I can look at it?" So he went and got it. Surely that was out of protocol, but he did that. He did me that favor, and he went and got it. He brought me this little vial, and it had that tumor in there. She pulled it out whole, and it, women's our fatty tissue is kind of like chicken fat, but I knew immediately when I saw it that didn't look good. It was like purple, and it was more solid than it would be like fatty. So I said, "Okay, here we go. Let's see what happens next." And they called me. They're supposed to call you in like 7 days to say what it was and what it wasn't. And so when my phone rang 3 days later and I saw Kaiser Permanente on the caller ID, I said, "That's a problem." People always drag it out and make you wait when it's no big deal, but when it's a big deal, they don't call you. So I'm sitting in my office about 3 or 4 p.m. and the oncologist calls and she says, "We found a little bit of cancer." I said, "Woman, that's like being a little pregnant." I need you to talk to me very direct. She said, "Okay, well, that's what we're dealing with. This is breast cancer." So I said, "Okay." All right. So we set up our next appointment. We tried to schedule. She said she would call me back and schedule my follow up to see what I wanted to do about that. And I sat at that office for the next 2 hours. I did case notes and left notes on every project I had going at the time because I didn't know what I was going to do in the morning. And I wrote every note that I could think of for 2 hours straight, and then I left for the day. I called my sister and I said, "Hey, I got my results back at the breast cancer." She thought surely that was not going to be the answer, but I said, "I want you to call Dad, and while I go home and talk to my family." So I said, "Don't have them not call me because I need to have these other conversations first." And it took off from there. It took off from there. Once everybody was aware of what happened, it was, like the Garrett family does, we were all hands on deck, there for one another. I had been doing case management for years, so that was a good backdrop for me that I always understood if we have a problem, just give me my case plan, give me my checklist so we could get those things done. So my decision, although it wasn't one that many, agreed with at the time, but when they said they found the breast cancer, they gave you all these options. You could do a lumpectomy and just have that removed, or you can have the mastectomy. I had seen it. I'm going to take you back to a couple of years earlier. I always knew what I was going to do if I ever got diagnosed with breast cancer from a 19-year-old Caucasian girl that I saw on Dr. 902-101 year. She was a 19-year-old girl, and she went into the plastic surgeon's office on this television show, and she said, "I am here today to have my breast removed." And the doctor asked her, "Why would you do something that radical?" And especially at 19, she said, "Every woman in my family has had breast cancer. So I'm here as a birthday gift to myself to preemptively do what I need to do to save my life." And the strength from that 19-year-old girl gave me everything I needed when my diagnosis came. That's what I drew back to. So when I saw my surgeon and she was giving me these options, I said, "You can save all these options. I want absolutely everything removed because I know that we can rebuild. And I still want to be here." So that's what I did. I did bilateral mastectomies. I did the chemo. The only thing I did not do, my choice was not to do radiation. There was some fine print in there that I didn't agree with, but 32 years old, that's what I chose to do. And it was difficult, but I say that chemo is not a dirty word because I'm just so grateful to have been dealing with that at a time that medicine had come so far that I could still be telling you guys this story. What I've only just recently realized was almost 20 years later. So I'm happy to say that, it's been, I did that and haven't stopped since. That's how I ended up in Kuwait. Because after that experience, I wanted to see it, touch it, smell it, taste it. I am a glutton for life. I'm a self-identified life addict. So that is my story about the wonderful option of chemo that we have. Thank you.
Have you had your Earthblend coffee today? At Earthblend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earthblend Coffee. To order, visit earthblendcoffee.co now.
The Mississippi Link is an African-American female-owned newspaper with a trusted voice that is highly respected throughout the city, state, and nation. Our motto, keepers of the knowledge for people who speak the truth, since 1993. Link significantly influences the thoughts, attitudes, and buying decisions of its readers. Call us at 601-368-8481 for your advertising needs. If you would like to receive a newspaper in the mail each week, our annual subscription is only $52 per year. That is only $1 per week for you to stay informed regarding many stories that you can only get in the Mississippi Link. Sign up today at themississippilink.com and click on Home Delivery.
Have you had your Earth Blend coffee today? At Earth Blend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earth Blend Coffee. To order, visit earthblendcoffee.co now.
The Mississippi Link is an African American female owned newspaper with a trusted voice that is highly respected throughout the city, state, and nation. Our motto, Keepers of the Knowledge for People Who Speak the Truth, since 1993. Link significantly influences the thoughts, attitudes, and buying decisions of its readers. Call us at 601-368-8481 for your advertising needs. If you would like to receive a newspaper in the mail each week, our annual subscription is only $52 per year. That is only $1 per week for you to stay informed regarding many stories that you can only get in the Mississippi Link. Sign up today at themississippiLink.com and click on Home Delivery.
Hey, have you heard about the Accountable Card? It's more than a card. It's a complete mobile banking service that's accountable to all of us. You'll get a no credit check debit card good anywhere Visa is accepted to make purchases, deposits, even get or transfer cash with an FDIC insured bank account managed from our smartphone app. There's even a pre-approved no interest line of credit if you need emergency cash. So why go to the bank when you can have ours in your pocket? Get accountable. Just download our app today.
The Mississippi Link is an African American female owned newspaper with a trusted voice that is highly respected throughout the city, state, and nation. Our motto, Keepers of the Knowledge for People Who Speak the Truth, since 1993. Link significantly influences the thoughts, attitudes, and buying decisions of its readers. Call us at 601-368-8481 for your advertising needs. If you would like to receive a newspaper in the mail each week, our annual subscription is only $52 per year. That is only $1 per week for you to stay informed regarding many stories that you can only get in the Mississippi Link. Sign up today at themississippiLink.com and click on Home Delivery.
Socrates Garrett ENT.com is a diversified firm specializing in recycled aggregates and crushed concrete. Socrates Garrett ENT.com's recycled materials provide the construction industry with significant economic and environmental benefits by recycling clean concrete rubble into M.Dot grade rock materials. Recycled aggregates and crushed concrete can be applied to driveways, road construction, bank protection, parking lots, general bulk fills, and more. By using Socrates Garrett ENT.com's crushed concrete products, anyone from homeowners to general contractors can help reduce landfilled concrete waste, conserve natural resources, and gain significant economic savings on materials and disposal costs. For more information, please call 601-896-0084 or visit us online at SocratesGarrettENT.com.
Hey, have you heard about the Accountable Card? It's more than a card. It's a complete mobile banking service that's accountable to all of us. You'll get a no credit check debit card good anywhere Visa is accepted to make purchases, deposits, even get or transfer cash with an FDIC insured bank account managed from our smartphone app. There's even a pre-approved no interest line of credit if you need emergency cash. So why go to the bank when you can have ours in your pocket? Get accountable. Just download our app today.
I realized I may be a little long with it, but it was good to be able to share those details with you. At the moment, we're going to go ahead and take a break here, pause here. We're having some technical difficulties. My understanding that those our viewers can hear me and have listened to my story, but are not able to hear my father, Mr. Garrett. So thank you so much for spending this time with us, and we will adjourn and pick up here tomorrow around this same time. We look forward to having you back then. Thank you so much. Good evening.